Going to be going into game number 3. It's going to be Warlord King, Harry.
Yeah.
What we saw earlier on, they had a good game, did DZS, you know, on Warlord, but Slayer there, they show that they can do it.
Yeah.
It's all about that camo.
It really is. And you've got to look as well as the individual talents. We saw Kimbo earlier. He was really shining through. But you can't forget about Gunnar, man. You can't forget about Gunnar.
No.
He's the highest place in European at the Halo 4 Global Championships. He came top 16, was within a few kills, actually, of getting into the finals. So you can't sleep on Gunnar. And, of course, Blizz, man. Blizz, he's the one every player has been speaking about. He's had peer reviews, and they've generally been pretty positive, right?
It's good, and it's also respectful as well when you're actually getting feedback from European players that you defeated.
Yep.
It shows respect, and I think that's a good thing. So to the guys that did give me feedback, I personally respect that a lot. That's really good, rather than giving people a boost just because you've lost. I mean, let's be honest, unlucky at Varsity, commiseration. They tried all week, and DZS did knock them out of this. They would love to have been here, but they still commended his performance.
Yep.
But we haven't spoke a lot about Panic. Now, Panic individually himself, he's been in a few teams, remember from the back of the days of the old Uprising roster.
Yeah.
Kind of a mixture of what's here now today. Panic himself individually, his BR skill is tremendous.
Yeah.
This really is Blizz in the Swiss. Sorry, no, I apologise. Gonna be in the Swiss. Essentially, it's kind of an all-star German lineup. This.
Yeah. It really is. I mean, you look at the players, and they're all just individually talented. Looks as if the game is about to start up now, Sims.
It's also good to mention, it's nice to have a non-UK mainland team here.
It really is, and now it's an actual Battle of Europe instead of the Battle of England.
Battle of UK.
Battle of UK, yeah, let's go with that.
The Battle of UK.
Yeah, I like it.
It's the Battle of Europe, though.
Battle of Europe now, yeah.
So, game number 3, Warlord King. Straight up, this is all going to be about... Me personally, I think it'll come down to the raw slaying power. If you can just hold them off of that hill, dip in a little bit, and I think we'll see, this is where Jimbo will come into it a little bit more. You mentioned getting anything for the win. I think Jimbo's just going to dive in there, get a bit of time, and then rely on the raw slaying power of his teammates. We saw before, I think it was Reaction, who was taking up quite a lot of time in the flag pits. Just sitting down, sitting back, jumping in and out of flag to platform. That's really want to be. If you can move between, get someone watching the camo spawn, moving back to the flag spawn, if you can bosh between them and jump around a little bit and just hold one corner of the map, and we do know from previous games, Reaction is fantastic at holding down one place.
Oh, yeah, he really is.
You literally just can't get him out. The only way to get him out is to 4 of you to jump on him, or just grenade the living hell out of him and hope that he dies.
Yeah, so, and this, of course, you've got to speak as well. DZS 2-0 down in this series is going to be the perfect opportunity for them to jump straight back into this series. It's a great springboard to work off of. It's going to be Gunnar, actually, who's going to get camo straight off the back. In fact, he gets taken down. Let's swap over to Blizz, who just gets taken down as well. Let's swap over to Kimbo.
The one thing I bet you need to mention about Hill, I mean, it's not no disrespect to any of the players whatsoever, but King of the Hill kind of, it can swing to your advantage if the team don't know what you're going on. Some of the more experienced teams, where you see some of the lesser experienced teams, they can actually defeat them because it is a little bit manic time and time again. A few people can literally, we've seen from Team Viber won that, especially on Bomb on this map, on Assault, where if you just put pressure on it all the time, we've seen Septic, who's, I mentioned before, been the FedEx carrier when he's carrying that bomb on this map. If you just put pressure on that hill over and over again, just jump into it, kill, jump into it, kill, the pressure can actually work in your advantage, and you can win by, you don't even necessarily need to get the most kills. If you're just getting that most hill time and just being a nuisance, you can still get this map.
I love what DZS have done here. They've recognized that B hill is coming to the red base. They've secured that. They have that locked down. It's going to be a couple dead actually here for DZS. It's going to be Kimbo, the last alive in the red base. He's, just making sure none of the Epsilon players get into that B hill, and he's doing tremendously well right now. So, still only 3 points to lead. Bit of a standoffish kind of match. There we go. Snipe Drone gets the back smack. Finds an Epsilon player in the base, though. I believe that would be Buck20. Let's swap on board with Buck20.
As you mentioned, just trying to stay alive now. Grenades are coming in. Bullets come around the corner. Not a lot of people going for hill time at the moment. A little bit messy. Pitch trying to get the fall down, get up. But Buck20, as I say that, almost jumped in. Will he go for the hill time or will he stay alive? Jimbo straight up on the ramp though, into hill. 2 players in hill, probably need to split off right now as his teammate comes through and gives him the back smack of doom. 6 seconds left on that hill. That one's going to rotate around now. Will they set up for the next one? That is the big question.
I want to give DZS a bit more love as well, a swap over to Panic, because again, they've recognized that C hill is coming over to the blue side. They have that lockdown straight away. Still 4 points down, finds a weak Epsilon member there, but unfortunately gets turned on there by Snipe Drone. Swap over the Snipe Drone, man.
He's the kind of guy that you just don't want to miss shots on, otherwise he's going to punish you like that. Really, really needed to go down. That would have been a big kill, as you said. Now he hasn't killed him. He's pretty much just giving the hill, and look at this, just racking up a little bit of time. I think they hit the 30-second mark there. A little bit of a gap starting to creep up. 27 seconds left on this hill. Do you think they'll go for any more dirty time or possibly move to the next one?
Maybe not. I mean, that play by Cyclone really just got them 10 extra seconds in the hill. So great play there by Cyclone, just turning on Panic. A couple of Epsilon members there, taking down a couple of DZS members. There we go. Epsilon trying to get in the hill right now, and the lead is just slowly creeping forward. 20 seconds to lead, and that's only growing.
It's pretty insane how he misses a few shots. One player gets away with it, and then all of a sudden the gap just opens up. One tiny little mistake, but as you can see on screen right now, Jimbo with the camo. We mentioned before, Jimbo, the one who does everything, but ever since, even when he's played Halo 3, he's insanely good at timing weapons. You can always see rocket, sniper, everything is always in Jimmy's hands. And even if, like for instance there, he's died and gone down, even if you die with them or don't make use of them, it's better to you at least to have them than the opposing team. Even if he just grabs them, I've seen it plenty of times before where he'll just run at the camo. He might die from nades, but he's not bothered. So long as that camo's dead in the water and no one else has it, that's kind of Jimbo's play game at the moment.
Yeah, so again, it comes back to what we were talking about, right? This hill, this D hill is at bottom yellow, and Epsilon have secured the yellow base. So absolutely fabulous work there from Epsilon, and now as you can see, they're prospering from that. They have a 30-second plus lead, and Jimbo actually managed to take down a DZS member. I believe that is going to be Panic in the hill for DZS. Let's stay on board with Jimbo, though, coming off the respawn.
The underhills are the most dangerous ones because you have that little corner platform that you can just swing behind all the time and just get little things. Fair enough. A lot of grenades come in, like when you sat up top, the grenades will tend to bounce off a lot. But again, what do we mention before? Jimbo, off the spawn, bang, camo. There it is. Is he going to go in the hill? Yes, he is. It might have been better if one of his mates actually took this hill right now. I'd actually prefer to see an Epsilon teammate come in that hill and let him go and do his work with camo. Although, again, you are a lot harder to see, let's be honest. But grenades will find you no matter where you are. Look at that, Harry. Not shoot this. Look at that. Not shooting on purpose. Yep. That's just true natural talent from a Halo player, knowing when and when to shoot. A lot of people would just say, oh, there's a kill there. Let's go for it. But holding back, gets the kill, back in the hill again. Yeah, great play there from Jimbo, actually. It was great discipline, like you said. He didn't need to shoot Blizz there and give away his position. Got into a better position, took Blizz unaware, took that kill down. But I like what Jimbo did as well. Like you said, he got straight out of that hill and secured the green base. And Jimbo here is just taking a lot of time, and the lead is only growing. 60 points the lead now for Epsilon. And this series is slowly slipping out of the hands of DZS. Yeah, they really need to get work up. At the moment, they're down low. They need to forget about this and move to A, which they have done. But it's whether they can keep it or not. This is the most important thing. They need to be set up. A hills is quite dangerous because you can kind of get hit off the spawn, coming straight in, run across. But there was 2 people up there. I believe Reaction has now gone back down. Jimbo, just this camo control right now. Look at that, and here we are. The shotgun comes out. He's going to hunt down. The Predator combo is out. Hello, good night, Panic. There we go. Sorry, that was Gunner. I do apologise. Shotgun comes out. He's going to chase that player, but, however, he does get cleaned up. I liked what he did there, though. He actually moved towards the red base. He knows that B hill is incoming to that red base, so wouldn't be surprised to see some of the players from both teams trying to secure that base. In fact, it's Panic from DZS securing the red base, but look at to score those Sims. Very, very, very far away from the lead at the moment. DZS takes down Snipe Drone there with a fantastic BR. Eventually gets taken down. Again, the DZS doing such a great job of recognizing that red base is of importance for that B hill, but again, they seem to get slaughtered before the hill even moves there. I like what Snipe Drone's been doing. I mentioned at the start of the game how he kind of needs someone just sitting the flag and watching top. That's really generally where he's been the entire game. He's just been sat between a top section and a flag and jumping in between the two and holding down one platform. That kind of essentially locks down top midfield. Especially if you can get someone else in there just running around in circles. You see that an awful lot where they'll just run around and hope the grenades don't actually pick them off. However, at the moment, it kind of shows in the score, 123 points. That is a lot of time that these guys need to make up now. Yeah, it really is. Reaction actually from Epsilon. Let's swap on board with him. He's holding down the red base. Again, his team not getting control of that B hill, but he has control of that base. DZS are nowhere near the red base at the moment because Reaction is just sat there locking down that red base. In fact, it's a DZS player now who pushes into the red base. That was Kimbo who took down Reaction, but again,
an Epsilon player there cleans up straight away. Let's give Buck20 some love. He's on his stream, man. On this map, he's been putting up some big numbers, so I want to see what Buck20 can do.
I was speaking to a few of the players the other day, and the general consensus was that Buck20 and Reaction are back. Both players kind of had a little bit of a break from older days and then come back to it. Both players probably want this more than anything. Again, we mentioned how this is it. This is the only HCS event for Europe of Season 1. The winners of this will go on to America. There is no bigger prize, and there is no bigger prize than 10,000 euros. These guys want this more than any event they have ever won before, and they've all expressed their feelings towards it. And the practice, and what is interesting, how this kind of comes from being a team makeshift to being Epsilon eSports. They've come kind of out of nowhere from various breakups and things like that, but as we move, I will stop there, move across to Jimbo again, just to stress this camo control, text down Blizz. Jimbo is a slaying monster right now. He is on fire.
I'll tell you what, you see that Hilton coming on your screen. D is about to move straight to Jimbo's base. He's getting timed right off the bat in that D hill, milking that cow, baby. There we go, you see the loitering medal on your screen. Only just about 45 points now needed for Epsilon to close out the game and the series 3-0. Again, Jimbo doing a great job staying alive with that camouflage, picks up the assist on Panic, in fact, finds Blizz unawares, almost takes him down, gets the killing spree before he gets taken out. But you just feel like the DZS players have their heads down, they're not speaking, and you just feel that this series is already slipping away.
Let's talk a little bit about Epsilon. I mentioned before, obviously Buck20 and Reaction being on the old Infused roster. When you think about it, Jimbo and Snipe Drone actually won their first event together. This is half of the old Outbreak team coming back for another shot. You join them two together, the Jim Drone combo. You join that with Buck20 and Reaction. This really is a roster on paper that teams need to fear. And I have to give massive credit to DZS for the fight that they're actually putting up here, because they are doing well. Fair enough, this is a little bit of a, it's still to play. We've got 2 minutes, but eventually it's going to come to the point where it's mathematically impossible to win. I think it's safe to say at this moment in time it's going to be a 3-0 for Epsilon eSports. However,
miracles can happen. Miracles can happen. But coming back to the start of this series, man, that first game with 5-4, it's got to be pretty demoralising. I mean, DZS so close to taking that game one, proving absolutely everyone wrong that they can hang with the best. Just let it slip out of their reach, and then that game 2, such a tough game 2 to lose as well. Only 3 points needed now. Oh, excuse me, 4 points needed for Epsilon to close out the series. Who's going to get those final 4 points, Sims?
Oh, I do believe that we're a little bit of teabagging going on there off screen, a little bit of body smacking, sportsmanship. The Reaction at the moment, stay with him off the death screen, as you mentioned before. Only a few more seconds in this. They just need to get that dirty time. Just run in, pick it up, and this will be a 3-0.
Yeah, it's going to be Reaction here, trying to throw some nades. Gets the ICU, Hill offense, assist, double kill. Medals pouring in here for Reaction. Trying to find that third kill, but it looks as if it's going to be an Epsilon teammate. Closing out the series, 200-62 in game number 3.
Epsilon 3, DZS 0, then Epsilon will go on to the winners brackets round 2. DZS will drop down to face the losers of Vibe and TCM. Again, that's going to be a big, hard match for them. But looking at that, you know, fair enough, not the best Warlord King game, but certainly Warlord 5 flag, and even the Lockdown Slayer, they put up damn good fights.
Yeah, game 1 was really close, really competitive, but again, it just comes back to, you know, it's not a one-game series. You've got to win 3. And DZS just couldn't pull that out the bag. But like you said, DZS not out of this tournament. They still have a losers bracket run to go through. So they have another shot. They can still pull this back.
So when they're going to, let's talk about the next game that's going to be coming up on stream.
Big game.
Juicy. The game. Vibe and TCM.
Yeah.
So a lot of rivalries that we're going to have. That will be, if people are going to get loud and Larry, that's going to be it. This is a rivalry of champions. Chalky, for those who don't know, Chalky is now on Vibe, and Ramirez. The team has split up, picked up new player Respectful, who, me personally, I'm quite happy at that because I've respected.
We
love saying it. His performance from Halo 4 is, a lot of people called him an online king, but FFA's Halo 4, Halo 3, he's just unbelievable. He really is, and he will be, for me, the game changer of TCM, because he's either going to go run off on his own and be a bit of a nuisance and a problem and not work with the team, or he's going to be just a PowerPoint of slaying power. I don't think I've ever really on stream at any event he's been to seen him drop a negative ratio.
No.
However, we mentioned it yesterday and today. Ratios aren't all about it. It's only half of the game, to be honest with you. And whatever happens, do not miss it. You do not want to go. That is the game of today. Literally, that will be everything. Everything to play for. It's going to be good.
I'll tell you what's really scary about the TCM roster as well is not only the individual talent they have on that team, Riots and Fusion back together. They've won 10+ European events together. They've traveled to America. They've done everything together, man. The Riots Fusion combo dominated Halo Reach. And now they're back together with some individual talent as well as 2 Foxy and Respectful. Man, that team's scary, man. That team is really scary.
Would you say 2 Foxy probably hitched to a best player in Europe?
Best player in Europe, without a doubt.
You've always said this, haven't you?
Without a doubt. 2 Foxy has just put on some stunning performances at European events. And I'm sure he'll want to prove it on the international stage as well by winning the Battle of Europe and getting that trip to PAX.
All right then, guys. We are going to throw it across to the Strong Wrath combo, guys. Over to you.